going to go to the 1 hour. And we're going to look at what we have on the 1 hour. Zoom out a little bit. All right, same level of liquidity there. We can see we got displacement of that low. So I would want to look for a continuation to the downside after seeing displacement like that. But the other thing we got to think about is our ranges. So we do have this SIBI up here, small SIBI hourly bearish fair value gap right there. We still have those equal highs up here from this morning. But let's go down to a 15 real quick. And I just want to look at a 15-minute. I want to look at our range, right, from market open to this low all the way down here right at noon. All the way up there, our equilibrium is right around VWAP, right smack dab in the middle of that bearish order block on the 15. We have VWAP right there. So typically what I would want to see us do when we reverse like this and we inverse a 15-minute, look at this 15-minute fair value gap that we inversed. So that's a 15-minute IFVG. Typically, I would want to see us come up to the premium of this range of our New York AM range. The thing is, it's already an hour, almost an hour past the lunch hour. We've made some retracement, and we did not make it back up to that equilibrium, and we're bouncing off a 15-minute order block here. So I don't know if we are going to make it all the way up there. We're already seeing a lot of rejection off that order block. We can see these long wicks on the 15-minute. But if we look down at a 1 minute, let's just look at a 1 minute time frame real quick. Look at this chop, guys. Range and chop. Range and chop. So here's the hard part about today. The first thing is, when we broke out, it's the same thing as yesterday. It was very volatile, and it left behind a lot of fair value gaps that we wanted to short off of. But we didn't really trade back into those fair value gaps, so we didn't really see a good entry point. There's a few I tried to take, didn't work out. Now, once this is very similar to yesterday, we get to this point again, and we just start to range and chop in the afternoon session. Now, yesterday we were still able to find a few pretty solid setups in the PM session, which was nice. But what we don't want to do is get caught up in too much of the chop. We don't want to get caught up in too much of the chop. So what we really want to see is some solid price action on our 5 and 15-minute time frames. I don't want to trust the 1 minute. I'll look at the 1 minute as reference, but I don't trust it too much because of what we're seeing. We also have this bullish fair value gap down here. 15-minute busy. But if we were to trust the 1 minute this entire time, it's kind of difficult. Okay, let's say we're looking down here. Okay, we created a bullish breaker. We used the bullish breaker as support, and we did pump. That's good. So then we come up here. We get another bullish breaker. Displace it. Pump one more time. At this point, this looks like we are really trying to go up for our premium. When we see this pump right here, I would expect us to keep going to a premium. But then we bounced off that 15-minute order block super hard. So just looking at this 1 minute range and chop keeps me from wanting to jump into any entries as of right now until we are really shown something so clear that I would be a fool not to take it. Right, so we've got about 7 minutes until we move into our into our silver bullet hour. Typically, my favorite time to trade besides market open silver bullet hour is the second one. It's this PM silver bullet. The issue with taking a trade leading into a new hour is we will sometimes see us really start to move around and start to get volatile and kind of chop for a little bit, and then we'll see a manipulation move at the start of the hour, and then we'll kind of see what direction the market wants to go. We can see this hourly candle, not the best right here. We're just kind of caught in between moving up to a premium or coming back down for our sell side liquidity one more time down here at these lows. So it's very similar to yesterday. The nice thing about yesterday is we were still able to find a few really solid setups. But we never saw the follow through that we wanted to see. And that's kind of been the theme of the past 2 days, is a strong breakout move with a ton of volatility in the morning that makes it really hard to find good entries. And then the afternoon, after our target's already been hit, we kind of chop and we range a little bit, and we don't really see any follow through on the moves because it doesn't really want to go take external liquidity anymore. So just basing off of yesterday, I'm expecting something pretty similar. We're already seeing something pretty similar. So we are going to really, I'm going to be coming into this with a very conservative mindset. Still looking for a nice entry, but not looking to rush anything and not looking to trust the 1 minute too much. Not looking to trust the 1 minute too much. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, guys. That's where my mindset is at. Have any of you still been taking trades? Have you been looking for setups? I looked at the market and I didn't really see anything I loved. I was thinking about longs when I came back to my computer, but I still didn't see something I really wanted to put risk in. Didn't really want to throw too much risk into the market. We have a little less than 5 minutes till we close here. Let's see if we are going to displace the inverse fair value gap on the 15 and start heading for the lows again. Now we're touching into this 15-minute bullish imbalance, leading into silver bullet. So what we're looking for now is our 1 minute, 2 minute, maybe 3, 4, 5 minute time frames. We're starting to look for those order blocks and fair value gaps to see how price is reacting off of them. Are we respecting our bearish ones? Are we respecting our bullish ones? Do we have very obvious liquidity on the sell side or the buy side that price is going to go target? So leading into this silver bullet, we'd want to see, typically we'd want to see us trade below this hour and then pump up for buy side. But since we are bearish biased, we can see obviously very, very bearish today. Don't know if I'd be looking for the longs, especially after we've retraced up into that 15-minute order block into the 5-minute imbalance, and we're starting to drop pretty aggressively. So it's just going to be really navigating this very closely, playing it smart, not putting unnecessary risk into the market in tough conditions. We want to make sure our risk is well worth the reward. So now we're looking at these 1 minute fair value gaps to see, are we bouncing off them? All right, we traded into this one above, we bounced, rejected off that level. Let's see if we come up into this one, if we get another rejection. All right, so we're rejecting off that level, off that 1 minute. A few minutes left until we close. 15-minute busy. What we'd want to see for the shorts is for us to really come down and inverse this 15-minute busy here. Give us a nice entry in the shorts to catch down to these lows. If we were going to look for a short position there. So again, we've broken structure back down. Swept our recent lows. Respecting our 1 minute bearish fair value gaps. Making lower lows, lower highs. See if we continue that trend and try to take out some more lows here. But yeah, I'm in no rush. If the trade comes, it'll happen. We'll look to execute. If it doesn't, we'll stay on the sideline. All right, so we have 1 minute till this hourly candle closes. So not really any levels on the hour. We're right in the middle of that hourly bearish imbalance and then the hourly sell side liquidity. Let's look at the 30. We inverse the 30-minute as well. And this 15-minute, but it looks like we're going to close below that 15-minute inverse here. And then let's go look at the weekly real quick. We can see we're trading into that weekly imbalance, but we still have weekly sell-side liquidity down here. I could see us potentially trying to target that tomorrow if we're going to get that continuation. But so far, both times we've traded into this imbalance, we have bounced off that weekly. So we got to keep that in mind as well. All right, so we just closed on the hour. Now we want to see the hourly take out a level of liquidity, take out the low or take out the high of the previous hour. Looks like we want to take out the low. Displace the inverse here. So that previous hour low is going to be right here. So we'd want to see if we're going to come down and sweep that low. Oops, right there. Again, the VIX is pumping. It's been pumping pretty much all day. It's still going right now. So these shorts are still looking like they want to step in. Now we've taken that hourly and we're in the 15-minute bullish imbalance. So if we were going to look for a silver bullet move, we would want to see the silver bullet longs. But I just don't trust the longs right now just yet with how bearish we're looking. So at this point, after seeing this move down, I would start looking for shorts. If we're going to come down and try to inverse this 15-minute, I would start looking for shorts. And preferably, again, unless we wick right back up, I'd be wanting to catch these shorts all the way down to that sell side low of the day. We're moving with some momentum, which is nice to see. We've been seeing a lot of slow movement in the market in the afternoons lately. But now we've traded below that hourly candle. We're in a 5-minute imbalance and a 15-minute imbalance here. So now we wait and see. We wait for those fair value gaps. We wait for those entries. Order block entries, fair value gap entries. We check out what our risk management would look like if we were to get entries. All right, so now we're moving down. And if we want to do the same thing, no trades yet. Been waiting for this hourly to close, waiting for silver bullet. Let's see if we want to trade up into this 1-minute imbalance here. 2-minute imbalance there as well. All right, so we're into the 1-minute and the 2-minute. Pushing past it. Want to see us respecting these levels and start to reject off them to look for shorts. Great equal lows on the 2-minute. We're rejecting off this level. We closed above that 1-minute there. No 2-minute fair value gap here. We're really rejecting right now off that 15 and 5-minute bullish imbalance. Again, when I see us displace a 1-minute fair value gap, I want to be more cautious. I want to be a little more patient with it. I want to be a little bit more patient. All right, I want to use these fair value gaps. So we do have one up here. We are bouncing from that one. I just don't like to see any of my 1-minute fair value gaps disrespected during silver bullet hour. Still a little bit volatile, even in this PM session. Yesterday we saw it die down a little bit. Right now we're still a little bit volatile here. We're respecting the 50%, the equilibrium of that 5-minute bullish imbalance. We've wicked down below the hourly. We are a little bit seek and destroy right now, so we might see these longs, silver bullet longs, step in a little bit. That's what I was originally talking about. If we start to disrespect all of these bearish levels, I do think we'll head up and try to take some buy-side liquidity. But I need to see more confirmation. I would need to see us break structure back to the upside, form a reversal pattern, you know, displace at least another 1-minute fair value gap. But we're seeing that rejection on the 15. We're seeing that hourly trade below the previous hour and start to pump. Just going to be very patient. Let me make sure I have got my accounts connected real quick for you. Connect to Apex here. Okay. Should be good to go. Should be good to go here. So again, I'm really just waiting. Obviously, our structure is still bearish. But a few of the main signs of silver bullet longs are starting to show up here. As well as, let's see, a little bit of, no, we don't have that SMT here. Obviously, we have higher time frame SMT on between ES and NQ. On a weekly time frame, on a daily time frame. Few buy side liquidity levels up here. If it's a 5-minute engulfing candle, yes, typically 5-minute engulfing candle would, it's an indication of a reversal candle, of a reversal. Doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. But yeah, going back to normal basic technical analysis, that is an indication of that. Okay, so we're still inside the 1 minute bearish for value gap, but now we have broken structure back to the upside. We've created a low high, lower low displacement of the high. So we could look at this up close candle as a breaker, a 1 minute bullish breaker. Seeing us bounce off the 15 minute and 5 minute bullish imbalance makes me start thinking about the longs a little bit more. To try to catch some up to buy side liquidity up top. Just need to see us test that though. It'd be nice to see us inverse this 1 minute and then trade back down into the breaker. Seeing that hourly looking bullish. Okay, so we inverse the 1 minute now. Now I want to see us trade back into the breaker, and I want to look for a long entry here. I want to keep my stop below the breaker. Okay, so we're tapping into it. Now I just need to see a rejection. Need to see a rejection off this breaker. Can't see us push right through it. Like that. That's why you don't see me get an entry just off of the touch into the breaker. With this price action we're seeing today, I'm not going to be aggressive right now, I'll tell you that. I will not be aggressive. All we have to do is just see that move right there. All right, we break structure to the upside, we form a reversal pattern. All the silver bullet tendencies are happening, and then we see something like that. Which 1 minute? So we closed above this 1 minute right here. So now we can see we just closed right below that breaker. Back into the 15 and 5 minute imbalance. We can see this one right here, this 1 minute bearish for value gap. We closed below that, or closed above that. We have this 1 minute bearish order block that we respected. And then we did respect this 1 minute up here earlier. But this is why I'm just playing it safe right now. Just playing it safe. That's why I like waiting for a reaction. Don't like being too aggressive there. One minute bearish for value gap here. We still have that breaker structure to the upside, but we did disrespect the breaker. Just not liking what I'm seeing. Too much up and down, too much range. Disrespecting our fair value gaps and then dropping, right? Disrespecting our bullish one, dropping. Not tapping into a 5 minute and dropping. Bouncing off a 15 minute bullish imbalance and then dropping right through. So we'll see if we inverse this 15 minute. If we do inverse this 15 minute bullish imbalance, we could still catch a nice short off of that inverse. That would give me a lot more confirmation in the shorts there. Okay, the VIX is pumping again. Still not coming back down to break structure. We've got about a minute and 20 seconds left on the 15-minute candle. So what I'd really want to see happen if we were going to short this, if the shorts were going to step in, I'd want to see us close below that bullish fair value gap. On both the 5 and the 15-minute time frame. So we're coming down to the low. Let's see if we can inverse that gap there. Looks like we're still not gonna do it. We trade down all the way below, but we still are not gonna disrespect it. We're still not gonna inverse that level. So we just need MNQ to make up its mind right now. We closed above the equilibrium of that fair value gap on the 5 minute again, 15 minute. So this is where we gotta really stick with our discipline. Nope, you have not missed anything. No trades have been taken yet. No trades have been taken during the session yet. Still waiting for price action to get a little bit better. Here, now we're trading into that 1 minute with a lot of momentum. Well, we're a little bit caught in between here. All right, originally I wanted to see if the silver bullet longs would step in. And then we come down, completely disrespect our bullish breaker. Fail to break the low, come right back up. As confirmation, couldn't you enter long due to it being rejected twice? So, yeah, I mean, that could be a confirmation for sure. That could be a confirmation, but that still wouldn't be enough for me to see that as enough confirmation, right? It still wouldn't be enough for me to enter long. And that's why I like finding those 1 minute reversal patterns while we're bouncing off of a 15-minute imbalance. That's more ideal. But yes, that is one confirmation, and you can use that as confluence with your other things that are happening with your other confluences. I was gonna say I haven't seen you around for a while. Welcome back. It's like I haven't seen that name pop up in the chat for a minute. Well, that's good, man. That's good. Sometimes it's good to take a little bit of a break, especially if you got family. Enjoy some time with the fam. I get that. So I'm still just waiting, guys. We're still seeing this range. We're bouncing off that 1 minute bearish for value gap. We're kind of sandwiched in between the bullish and bearish levels here. Not seeing a real breakout. So we'll see if NQ really even wants to go grab any external liquidity. We might not even try to grab external liquidity during this PM session. At least with the way we're moving right now, it doesn't seem like we're going to. So that's a 1 minute SIBI there. This is a 1 minute SIBI up here. And remember, guys, if you don't remember, SIBI is sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Just a bearish fair value gap. Just a quicker way to say it. I'd love to know how many times in my life I've said fair value gap. It's got to be an insane number. I should get that tattooed on me. Just a big FVG across my forehead. I think it'd be a good look. ICT gangsta. No, I'm self-aware. I'm probably the farthest thing from a gangster. Depending on your definition. Okay, well, this is fun, guys. This is fun. I'm having a good time. Are y'all having a good time? I recommend, if you've never seen him in concert, go see Pitbull in concert. It's a good time. No Pitbull fans out there? Come on. He's an icon. Hey, there we go. I don't know if I've ever met someone that doesn't like Pitbull. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have chose to go to the concert. It wasn't really my decision. But I just ended up going, and it was a good time. Hey, that's... Yeah, I respect that. I respect that. So we're just chopping. Any of you guys ever been caught in a riptide before? I got caught in one yesterday. Dude, it hurt. It hurt. It was gnarly. I went in there, all excited to get in the water. I was like, I brought a boogie board with me too. I'm gonna go try to catch a few waves with this. I go out, get caught in the riptide. This huge wave crashes on me, pushes me forward, and I do a flip under the water. Slam my back and the back of my head on the ground. And I just was under the water for 5-10 seconds. I don't even know. And I just got up and I was like, yep, that's it for me today. No more. Yeah, I got humbled so quick. I've had enough head injuries in my life. I don't need another one. I hit support so fast. So fast. Nice order block right at the bottom. All right, so now we're pushing back up. Got a little 15-minute imbalance here. We're still respecting the EQ of that 15-minute bullish imbalance. I still don't really trust any trades right now. I don't even, even if I want to see these longs come in, I don't trust them just yet. But I do like that we're starting to pump pretty aggressively now, though. Let's see if we can break structure to the upside one more time. So we closed above. Now we're bouncing off a 15-minute bearish fair value gap and a 1 minute. So we're just ranging between these levels right now. Whole lot of range, whole lot of chop. Still, to me, not worth putting any risk into the market. Well, I'm sure you guys are really going to want my my highlight tape from my alumni football game I'm playing in tonight. So I'll make sure I record that and send you guys all my super sick highlights, reliving the glory days. I'm still working on a timeline for merchandise. I would like to do a small drop for you guys in the next few months. Probably around the same time as the masterclass is coming out, so probably around September, maybe August, September. I would need to get a good idea of the number of people that are looking for products, looking for some merchandise. That way I could kind of figure out with my clothing guy what number we're looking at. Tank tops would be sick. Okay, so my style, and I think this is my kind of thing, and I really love it, is more streetwear. I always wear streetwear. Skate, surf, that kind of vibe for our normal clothing. But we're also going to try to do some more athletic wear. Some gym clothes we think would be pretty cool. Some, gym shorts, shirts. But mainly, I really like the streetwear kind of stuff. Oh, for sure, hats as well. Definitely some hats. Something like that. Okay, let me save that. Trucker hats. Man, I gotta save all these ideas. I'll have to look back. Alright. Well, hats are definitely in the future. I think we could get some hats out there. That'd be pretty sick. Yeah, well, my biggest thing is just making quality clothing, not making cheap stuff. And I want it to be quality. I want my brand, and it's all of our brand, right? Eternal Exchange is our community. I want it to be represented well. So I want the quality to be really well, like really good quality, good design. We've come out with some cool things so far that we've been testing out. All right, tank tops, dark colors. Well, I'll have to write that. Let me write that down real quick. Put it in my notes. Yeah, I think the hoodies would be. We'll probably try to get those out around going into fall time. It is a little bit hot right now. Hey, there we go. We're right in sync. Yeah, I mean we've been coming up with a lot of different ideas. Me and the team. Um, like for those of you that snowboard, we want to come out with some snowboarding gear for the winter time. We want stickers. There's a ton of different stuff we want to come out with. Okay, so we bounced off that 15-minute bearish imbalance up top. We fell pretty aggressively, but we still closed inside. We did close below the 50% of that 15-minute imbalance. Now we're starting to kind of break through. Let's see if there's any follow through on this move at all. So far, we haven't really seen any follow through. Just been seeing a lot of ranging. The hoodies and shorts is so real. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I wear a hoodie, shorts, and flip-flops. It's like one of my main outfits. Especially wintertime out in AZ. Alright, so now we broke down. We displaced the lows. Bounced off a 5 and 15-minute bearish imbalance. Getting a little bit more momentum here. Still need to see us trade into a fair value gap that we can enter off of. So even with that bounce off that 15-minute up there, I still wouldn't have wanted to take that entry up there. After all this chop, I didn't like that entry either way. Let's see if we create a nice 1-minute fair value gap. Might be able to catch some shorts down to the lows. The hourly is looking pretty bearish now. So we're looking like we really want to drop here. Let's see if we can trade into this imbalance here. Give us a nice entry. Keep around a 50 tick stop. We got some liquidity down here. Some internal liquidity right there. And then we got our external liquidity down here. We do have a 1-minute bearish breaker, lowest down close candle here. Let's see if we bounce off this 1-minute fair value gap or if we want to trade into that breaker. If we're going to move anything like we have this whole PM session, we're probably going to run right through that fair value gap and completely disrespect it. That's just the way we've been moving. But I would like to see a rejection off this level. There we go. I'm going to test out the shorts here. I'm going to go half a lot. I'm going to keep a 50 tick stop just above that fair value gap at 19,847.50. We rejected off the breaker, rejected off the fair value gap. Now let's see if this move gets any kind of follow through here. Like I said, not going to go into a full position because of the way the market's been moving, but I will test out one trade here. I'll give this one trade a shot. I don't know if I want to take any more if this is going to be the way the market's going to keep moving. All right, we can see, look at that. We bounced off a breaker, we bounced off a fair value gap, and we had a ton of momentum going down. We get the entry. Nope, pop right back up. All right, so I was willing to test it out with half a lot, but we can just see how bad this market is looking right now. That's really the first move I've seen that I actually liked, that I wanted to see really follow through. But now we're just bouncing right back up. Right back up. So, yeah, there's a reason I didn't go in a full position there. L market today for real. Yeah. Again, I like that entry. We broke down. We get displacement. We trade into a fair value gap, into a bearish breaker. Yeah, and we got bullish SMT divergence. So a ton of stuff going on. We see the VIX pumping. Just a ton of conviction. But just no follow through. And then we disrespect that bearish fair value gap. And now we're trying to trade above the bearish breaker. So that's just the way it's going today. You probably won't see me putting another trade into these conditions. I wanted to test out at least one there. I finally saw something I liked. Pretty solid setup with a lot of confluence, but with the way the market's moving, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. Too much range here. Again, we were trading below that 15-minute busy. Looked like we want to displace it. Looked like we want to displace the 5-minute busy. And then we came right back and closed inside. We create that reversal pattern. We create a nice little setup. Nice little area to short off of. I mean, we're still respecting that bearish breaker technically here. I just don't really like getting another entry with the manipulation we're seeing. Technically, we still are respecting this breaker, though. You can see that right there. But even if we waited for the breaker, and let's say we got an entry at the bottom of the breaker, we still would have gotten stopped out unless we got our entry all the way up here. So just the way we're moving does not make me too interested in taking more trades here. That's why I only went in 3 micros. 3 micros on that. So we'll give it a little more time. We'll see if we get anything better, but I'm not enjoying what my eyes are seeing. It's making my eyes hurt a little bit seeing the way these candles are moving. But I mean, we had how many, like 4 or 5 confluences on that trade? When I have that many confluences, I'm going to try it out. You know, even if I don't go in a heavy position, I'm still going to try it out. Let's count how many we had. We had a bearish breaker. That's 1. Bearish for value gap. That's 2. We had the VIX pumping. That's 3. We had SMT at the highs. That's 4. And then a rejection off of those levels, which would give me an extra confluence. That's 5 confluences for me. So, yeah, I'm going to test that out. See if this one wants to drop. Still kind of struggling to. I mean, we are still very bearish. I wouldn't expect us at this point to come down and grab that external low. I don't know if we're going to grab it until maybe Power Hour will try to go grab that low. But right now we're not really showing enough to go do that. But yeah, I just will probably stay out for now. We're still respecting that bearish breaker, the 50% level of it, which is good. First standard deviation is right down here, 19804. We're about to inverse the 5 minute. Looks like we're going to inverse that 5 minute bullish fair value gap up here. But we'll see if there's any follow through on these shorts. Now they're going. Now they're going. Well, there's those shorts I wanted. There's the shorts. Wouldn't even be surprised if this one came right back up and took out the highs. With the way we're moving. We inverse the 5 minute. So now this becomes an inverse 5 minute fair value gap here. Right at the same level as the bearish breaker. Let's see if we want to trade back into that level. Very, very difficult. Let's look at ES. So we're heading right back up for that 5 minute inverse fair value gap here on NQ, MNQ. Yeah, so it's just too much range for me. Too much range. So I'll probably stay out of this. I'd prefer not to throw more risk into this market right now. I'd rather wait and see if we get some better price action tomorrow. Which, if we're gonna go with the theme of this week, we might see some rough price action tomorrow as well. But we don't have as much news coming out tomorrow. We just have some FOMC members speaking. So we'll see how that affects us. But at this point, guys, yeah, I'm not really looking to put more risk. We tried out that short. We saw the volatility. We saw us come up right away and disrespect our level and then drop. We're just seeing all that ranging up and down. I don't know about you guys. I personally would rather keep out of this for now. Probably for the rest of the day. We tried it. We tested it. We gave it a shot with a little bit of, just a little bit of risk. But the market has not proven to me that it's worth trading in right now. Just really hasn't proven that to me yet. So I think we'll just call it here. Honestly, if you guys are gonna keep trading, just trade with caution. If that's what you're gonna do, just be very careful with this price action. Don't let it eat up your accounts. Don't go and blow your accounts today. Just wait for better price action on a different day. Tomorrow's a new day. Monday's a new day. We're gonna have better price action in the future. Today is not that day. All right, well, I appreciate you guys a lot. Thanks for the recommendations for clothing. We'll keep you guys updated on the clothing stuff. Yes, I am on Apex. We'll keep you guys updated on clothing. Try to get that stuff out to you. Yeah, I've heard they have been having issues with certain people because I know some people are struggling because they're not trading the right way according to Apex. So I would just really look into that fine print and look into the details and make sure you're trading under the rules. But Apex can be a little bit sketchy sometimes. I still think they're legit, but there's sometimes they do try to pull a thing or two on you. But everything should be in the fine print, so I'd go read those rules, make sure you're trading within the rules, and you should be okay. All right, guys. Well, appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Go watch that educational if you haven't yet. It's all about just learning how to lose and how to deal with those losses. It's under educational recordings, but we'll be back tomorrow for our last trading day of the week. Keep a positive mindset through the losing days, no matter what. Keep that risk management on point, and everything will be good. It will work out. All right, God bless. Stay safe. I will see you all in the AM. Peace out.